guest is one of Britain's finest actors, stars of such great films as The Lion in Winter, Goodbye Mr. Chips Beckett, and of course the unforgettable Lawrence of Arabia. Will you welcome Peter O'Toole? Now then, I have to say, I saw Lawrence of Arabia, and I've been looking at this. We're going back a few years now, and I remember this vividly in my head. I was appearing in Blackpool in the summer season at the North Pier, and I went to see it at the ABC Blackpool, and I watched the music, da, 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 and all the feel and at the end of that, I had to go down the North Pier and tell my rotten jokes, and you just saved Khartoum. And I didn't feel good about it. It was a wonderful film, such moving scenes. What do you remember about it? And was it as exciting to do as it looked?
I can make mouth music on the subject of Lawrence of Arabia for hours and hours and hours, so you probably need a man with a hook to take me off.
We're not going to hook you off, Peter.
27 years of age, straight from Stratford, playing Shylock and Petruchio and whatever, suddenly found myself in the desert. And deserts are... A desert is a furnace. And sometimes the heat hurt. Incidentally, making that film in the desert of Jordan, we were greatly helped and assisted by the late King Hussein. He arranged for me to join the Desert Patrol.
This is to help you get the feel, the mood of what you were doing?
Well, initially to learn to ride that wretched camel.
Are they really that wretched? Are they awful?
Well, they're 9 feet up in the air, and they make an awful bump as they go along, and they can go at 30 miles an hour, and when they get to 30 miles an hour, they forget that they're camels. They think they're gazelles. And they do wonderful things like this. And you're sitting on the
Did you get on well with Omar?
Oh, enormously well. Yeah. And one of the most gracious, intelligent, comical men as you can ever imagine.
You never played, you never gambled with him, because I know you, in your years you've been known to have the odd bob on.
The pair of us in one night in Beirut.
Yes.
We did 9 months' wages in one night.
Omar Sharif, we're talking about.
Omar Sharif, we're talking about. Then...
Because your father was a bookmaker, wasn't he?
He was a bookmaker.
You probably his first gamble, Peter.
We did a charge at Aqaba, going back to being a betting man.
Oh, yeah.
The famous charge. And the charge was a mile down a shaly slope, downhill.
Is this on camels and things?
On camels. Well, we'd learned to ride, Omar and I had learned to ride on racing camels, on things called valuls.
They pop along.
They can pop along. But in Spain, they had no racing camels. They had these fierce old plough camels from Morocco, who never had a human on their backs, didn't want a human on their backs. They were quite happy to ploughing a few spuds. And we had to lead 200 stallions galloping in this mad, mad charge. We did a couple of dummy runs, and it was very hairy indeed. Very hairy. Came the day of the race. I found Omar in a hut. And as you know, he wore black, and I wore white and blonde, and he had the little whiskers. I used to call him a nun with a moustache. And he was looking pensive. I said, "Are you all right?" He said, "Yes, I'm working out the odds, Peter." Odds? Odds on what? He said, "Well, it's 3 to 1 against the camel falling over. And 6 to 4 on me falling off the camel."
Did he?
I said, yeah. I said, what do you intend to do? He said, I'm going to tie myself onto the camel. So I said, well, I'm going to get drunk. And Omar said, well, I'm going to get drunk as well. But he did. He tied himself to the camel. And off went the rockets, and my poor Moroccan plough camel, I mean, never run in its life, sheer terror with these things and guns firing and we both took a bottle of brandy which we mixed with milk and popped it down us, and away we went. And I have no recollection at all of the charge. There was a wonderful notice in one of the New York papers, said that the look of messianic determination. Messianic? I was as pissed as a pillow.
You're opening at the Old Vic on July 27th with Geoffrey Bernard as Unwell. That, of course, is the play that you first created that character in. And for the benefit of anyone who may not know who Geoffrey Bernard was, he was a real person, wasn't he? And he was a journalist. And is this right that, because he could drink a bit, couldn't he, Peter? He was known to put a few away over the years.
Like to drop.
Yeah, like to drop. And apparently, and this is a fact, that when he knew he was going to write his autobiography, he put an advert in a paper saying, I'm going to write this book. If anybody knows what I was doing between 1957, please write and tell me.
He was asked to write his autobiography.
So how did you get that far?
It's one of Keith Waterhouse's. I think it's Keith's best play. Others would say Our Song or Mr. and Mrs. Nobody or Billy Liar. For me, it's Geoffrey Bernard's Unwell. And it's a chronicle of an era that's gone. Jeff as its representative. Jeff had been everything, as you probably know. He was a public school boy who became a fairground boxer, journalist, film editor, actor, did everything.
He was extraordinary.
An extraordinary man. And the Old Vic invited me to do it there.
Anyone who hasn't seen Geoffrey Bernard as Unwell should pop along just to watch Peter. You do a trick every night, don't you? I'm going to try and talk you into it. I put all the things here that you do, right? Would you do it for us? Or try to do it for us?
This is a trick that Keith Waterhouse used to do on the dance floor of the old establishment club.
So he put it in the play, did he?
Yeah. You need a biscuit tin lid, a pint glass of water, a matchbox, and a raw egg.
You're a brave man, Peter.
Would you hold the egg?
I'll help. Yes.
Be careful. Be
Okay.
careful. And what you do is you put the biscuit tin lid squarely over the pint glass. So, then...
This is fun, isn't it, Ben?
Oh, incidentally, you need
Take your shoes up?
a right shoe.
Oh, right shoe. Big one, isn't it? Oh, what size are they? 12s?
Do you know, I haven't counted. Then you make a funnel
Of a funnel, yeah.
of the
Of the matchbox.
matchbox, and you pop it on the biscuit tin lid, bang in the centre, on hopes. Then
And then the egg, yes.
you put the raw egg on the funnel. So.
And you do this every night on the stage. Hang on, where's it going? Where's it going, Peter?
And what you do then is you give the biscuit tin lid such an almighty thwack with the heel of your shoe that the lid flies off across the room and the egg plops into the glass.
We want to see this.
Or not,
Or not. Or not.
as the case may be.
We should have a drum roll for this.
I've never seen the trick done unsuccessfully, but Keith tells me that when it doesn't work, it's remarkable how great an area one little egg can splatter. Here we go. 1, 2...
Yeah!